What's up everyone? Welcome to Detox Proxy. This video is going to be a little bit similar to the last video, as for the reasoning that I didn't really plan this very well. I've been in my garage all day doing body fill and sanding on this car, and the sun just started breaking through the clouds and the temperature is up a little bit. I just realized how much I would enjoy going kayaking today. So I'm just about to pull down the kayak and unload and get it in the water. I have never been to this lake before. So this is Rainbow Lake. And this is a lot larger lake than Prudhoe Lake, which is kind of on the other side of this mountain range, or mountainous range. All these bodies of water are kind of connected. So it kind of starts with Rainbow here, and it works down through that way somehow over to Diana Lake. And then Diana Lake has a creek that pretty much feeds past that mountainous range over into Prudhoe. Prudhoe feeds Taylor. Taylor feeds the Cloya River, which dumps out into Cloya Bay in the ocean. And I did actually bring new line to put on my reel to actually toss in the water, but I'm not so sure I'm gonna have, you know, enough time. I've only got like maybe 2.5 hours before the sun starts to go down. And, you know, by the time I get unloaded in the water and get the kayak all loaded up and going, you know, I just don't see having enough time to actually do up a reel. But we'll see what happens. I'll get kind of in the water and we'll assess that situation. This operation gets too technical at times, let me tell you. Here I've just tried to set up my cameras, my wireless mic, and I've drifted so far. I haven't even put the paddle in the water yet. And I've drifted like 40 feet from where I left off. So the wind's coming this way. We're gonna head in that direction. I was actually thinking of going around into this other bay that's on the other side, but I want to try and get down to this channel to try and just get an eyeball and see what it looks like over there. By that time, it'll probably be time to come out of the water. Now, like I was saying earlier, I was in my garage and I've got the Nissan inside and I've been sanding, doing some body fill, getting it prepped for a buyer. He's already paid for the car. The car is actually sold. I haven't announced that on the other channel yet, but if you're listening here, someone else now owns the 240 SX. And I am just literally going to finish it up so that he can pick it up and have a half-decent car to drive this summer. But this day started out really cloudy, and that's why I kind of decided, well, I might as well just spend my time in the garage. And then as the sun started to break through, I was like, oh man, I'm not going to have a chance tomorrow. It's going to rain again tomorrow because it rains like 6 days a week here. And yeah, so just taking the opportunity to come out now is just a good idea, I think. Now it is only about 8 or 9 degrees out today, and the sun hitting down, I mean, it felt a lot warmer, but now that the clouds are gone over top, it's definitely cooled off quite a bit. Over by this waterfall just straight ahead, I'm going to show it to you here in a second. There's like another beached area. It almost looks like you could drop a boat in here, but I don't think you can drive over. Now I suppose before the wind blows us right back into shore here, we got this nice little waterfall coming out over here. And then of course I'm being blown right over into this really fast. So yeah, like this stump is about to hit. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to relaunch from here. It's a nice little waterfall. It's just the sort of thing I really like finding when I'm out here. I was just thinking, I'm really glad that I didn't, like, you know, kill myself earlier today sanding, because you wouldn't think it'd take a lot out of you, but just using that palm sander for so long, I mean, my hand is still aching now. I actually burned out my old palm sander, had to go buy another one. The new one doesn't seem to vibrate so bad, but it don't matter. I mean, you use it for that long, that many, like a couple hours, yeah, it really starts to do some damage. So as far as doing stuff on the side, I've been keeping it really busy, and to be honest, I'm not going to get really freed up until that car is like fully painted and out the door. It's just a priority that I need to take up right now, and you know, with all the rain that we've been having anyway, it's a good time to spend in the garage doing it later in the season when there's a lot nicer days and weekends. I'm glad that I'll have it all taken care of, you know, by the start of May, and then we'll have to think about it anymore. I do consider these first trips out my training, basically, just to kind of, you know, get a feel of the water, get a feel of the kayak in the water, what my abilities are, actually how far I can go and how much endurance I have. It's been definitely a learning experience. And I think from looking at the map, there's a ton of camping opportunities out on this lake. There is one little small island further down that I kind of wanted to check out. I kind of wonder, you know, how long it would actually take to get there, and, you know, would it be like a full morning? So to load up, you know, a tent and all that kind of stuff. And when you look back here, this brush is really thick as soon as you come off the rocks. So likely not a lot of places to actually set up unless you had like a hammock, which is something I've kind of considered and thought about. I just not quite there yet. And actually, it's just kind of coming to me that that's Rainbow Summit. And I did one video up there, kind of did an LSDP trip report, very quick one, but most of it was the hike, pretty much all the way from the highway all the way to the top of that guy. And then as we looked down from there, we were actually looking down onto these lakes. This is a really good spot to cross the lake. The water calmed down a little bit, and this is probably the narrowest point that I've seen. So that way I can kind of just come down the other side a little bit. I haven't seen any fish coming out of the water, and that's what I'm on the lookout for now, is just to see if I can see any surfacing happening. Kind of nice, we're just slowly drifting through here. It's like a little miniature island over on the side. I can just barely see the bottom here. The water is pretty dark. So I thought this might have been the more shallow end, just with, you know, kind of the summit being over on this side and coming down into the water. Like there's still stuff out there, so this may actually be the shallower end. It definitely made a lot faster time coming back with the wind. It was probably right across from us here is that waterfall, and then, you know, the vehicles, I can actually see the Forester from here, so it's not too far. Probably gonna head down just a little bit further on this side and then maybe cross over to the other side again. So yeah, just making a judgment of how much further that is and how much wind is coming. I'm probably better off cutting back across the lake here to try and get back to the Forester. I'm probably gonna have to paddle back up into the wind a little bit because it's blowing me pretty hard there now. Like, yeah, and it's just picked up even that much more, so. So yeah, I got all the way back. I've gotten loaded up and ready to go. I turned off all my devices, my cameras and whatnot. I got to my recording device and it had stopped recording for some reason. So I'm gonna rely on the GoPro camera to actually pick up the audio for this video, and if not, then maybe you'll never see this video. But if you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.